Yeah. When did you get here?
Thursday. Started
Okay.
out Tuesday.
Okay. Whoa, you started driving on Tuesday?
We wanted to take it slow.
Okay, well that's fair.
I usually start on Wednesday.
Because I don't drive, so it's all him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to drive for that long. Ooh, gosh.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are here. And did you take a lovely nap on Thursday?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just slept the whole way.
Kind of
Nice.
abused that one the next morning. I did have questions.
Okay.
Just some general ones. Feel free to expand on them because I don't have too many, so it won't take up the full half hour for
cool.
sure.
No worries.
Well, how many times have you been to Akon before?
I have been to Akon the past 3 years, I think, but this is my first time as a guest. So since I live here, my mom and I wanted to go to a convention, and we drug my grandparents to it so they could see what it was like. So this is like the convention where my family and friends and everybody kind of get to see what a convention's like. So it's cool being a guest this year. That's new and that's fun. So yeah.
What's your favorite part of going to conventions?
Probably getting to see everybody be so enthusiastic about the shows and about the work. That's really cool. And everybody's so supportive about the characters. And this is like my dream job. I'm doing what I love to do. I'm getting to act for a living. So the fact that everybody's so supportive of the work and, want me to sign stuff and, I'm having fun doing it. And the fact that you guys enjoy what I'm doing, that's just a double bonus. So, and seeing the cosplay, everybody's so impressive. Like, I can't cosplay. I would be a disgrace. So I love seeing everybody, and the dealer's room's awesome. I like to stalk the artists in the artist alley because I can't draw very well, but I'm a huge fan of artists. So, yeah, it's just, the conventions are fun for all different reasons. And getting to see new cities, I mean, granted, I live here, but I'm seing all new areas of Dallas because I don't generally hang out at the Sheraton,
Sure enough. Did you have any certain inspiration for getting into voice acting?
I always wanted to be an actor. Actually, as silly as this may sound, I had told my mom that I wanted to be on Barney when I was 4, and that was like my quest. So I started acting to fulfill my dream of being on Barney. Sadly, I was never on Barney. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing at this point. But I've gotten to work on cartoons, and I got into voice work when I was 6 and 7. I started acting when I was 6, and when I was 7, I started doing a lot of voice work because I could read and I could talk fast, and that was the only requirement for a child. So I did a lot of voiceover work because of that, and then because I just had experience, then it started spiraling into, yeah, well, she's a teenager and she has a lot of experience, and you don't have to try anybody who's new at it, and Funimation got into it. It was just another audition. I was like, yeah, I want to work on another cartoon. Didn't know that it was like a huge conglomerate with cartoons like for endless years of, work, which is cool. I don't even think that's an actual sentence that I just formed, but lots of cartoons is really the understatement there. And yeah, but I mean, who doesn't want to work in cartoons and get to play funny voices and get to play a cat or a baby or a 4-year-old when you're in your 20s? I mean, that just doesn't happen normally.
Right.
It's frowned upon sometimes if you do it in real life. It's not frowned upon there. They like it. They pay you for it. It's great. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
What was one of your works that you're absolutely most proud of? The best one you think you've done?
I don't know, because they've all been so different. I think when I first started doing cartoons, one of the things that I had a hard time getting over was reactions, because it's so weird. And so once I got over that hump, then it was fighting reactions. I was like, I'm a girl. Like, it was not cool if we were like making fighting noises. And so I had to learn how to do that. So all the samurai characters and all the yelling and the fighting and the fire swords and all that kind of stuff, that was an accomplishment. And then, it's been like one hump after the other. Then it was when I got to working on Road in D. Gray Man. They were like, she's a really sexy character. And I was like, oh, clearly you forgot that you cast me in this. I'm gonna go. I do cute and little and things like that. So he was like, no, you could do it. So I worked at that. So then once we got over that hump, then it was, using my older voice like I did in Heroic Age and a couple other things and playing an adult. So it's been like every show and every, couple of, whenever they give me a new opportunity, they all have their challenges that I have to work through, and it's, it's a lot of fun.
Do you have a certain way of getting into character before you go in for a recording session? Is there something that you do beforehand to get ready?
Sometimes. Sometimes there's lines that I will remember, like Lizzie and Black Butler. When I got sick during that show, and I wasn't sure if I could get to that high note when she says, "Seal!" Like, I didn't know if I could do it, so I would have to test it in the car on the way there and make sure that my voice was warmed up for that range. And then, I have to, for Patty, I would laugh in the car because she does her laughing thing so that I make sure that I'm in the right frame of mind. And if I have an early morning session, I know a lot of people are probably like, that's not what voice actors are supposed to do. That's not what singers are supposed to do. I will sing in the car on the way there to warm up my voice. So, yeah, there's that.
Was there any day that you couldn't get a line out? You just had like a severe case of the laughs or something? Yeah,
a lot, actually. Other voice actors will leave bombs for us. So I'm trying to think of one that just happened the other day that I could not get through. That's what it was. I was having this really serious scene with another voice actor, and he had told me that he was gonna die and all this stuff, and so it was a really serious scene, and my character slaps him and storms out, and it was very sad. And so his line was supposed to be, "I'm sorry." So I'm waiting for "I'm sorry." I see on the script that it's "I'm sorry," and instead the voice actor had left me, "God, don't have to be such a bitch about it." I was like, oh my gosh. And I laughed for about 20 minutes. And then he left me another one where he was like, "Take some Midol." Like, it was like one right after another. And he kept leaving. So I kept laughing because it was so funny. And there was another voice actor who I would always yell at him, and my character had a crush on his character. So I was always yelling, and his bomb that he left for me, he was supposed to be, we were like fighting in an airplane. He was supposed to be saying like, it's okay, we're gonna get through this, and instead he's like, "I don't like you, okay? You yell at me all the time. I don't like you. Cherami, stop picking on me." And I was laughing for that too. So there's always stuff that's funny, and then there's a couple times where the director will say, "I think I want to try it this way." For some reason, my brain just like can't get that inflection, and so he's like, "We'll come back to it later. Come back to it later. It's fine." I don't know why. Sometimes my brain like locks down. It's like, we're not going to change today, or we're not going to get through this without laughing. So it happens.
What do you tell people that want to get into voice acting?
If it's something that you really want to do, you really have to love it, because acting in general is not an easy business. And actually the entertainment industry at all, if it's music or anything like that, it's not easy. So if you really love it, stick with it, and don't give up on it, because I was telling somebody, I was like, the highs are really great and the lows are really low, but because the highs are so great, you forget about the lows. For being a voice actor, a lot of people would say, yeah, you just go in and do voices. No. I would say, first and foremost, go take acting classes, go get in a play, go read, get a book of like scenes and read them with your friends or read them with your family. Just get exposure to reading and acting. And, one of the exercises that a lot of people that I know do is they'll do an entire scene mad, or they'll do an entire scene sad, or they'll do an entire scene laughing, just to see how many possibilities you can, you could say, "I love you," yelling at somebody. You could say "I love you" in tears. You could say it laughing. You can say it both ways at the same time. That's what's amazing about emotions, and human nature is that there's no right way or wrong way to say something. And that's one thing that's great about anime is because it has to match the flaps, you have to say things so many different ways with different inflections to keep the integrity of the line the same as the Japanese said it, because they created a great show. That's why we get to do it again in English. And you don't want to lose that, so you have to keep saying it in different inflection while still maintaining what the original intent of the line was. So it's a fun acting exercise.
Let's see. Well, I'm running out of stuff here. Aside from this, do you have any plans for the future? What did you plan on doing later on?
Like other projects that I'm working on?
Other projects that you can actually talk about, or beyond voice acting?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm working on a couple shows right now that I'm not allowed to talk about, but when I'm allowed to talk about them, it's going to be exciting. I finished a show a while back that I don't know if I can say what character I'm playing, but I will be in Dance in the Vampire Bund, and it's a role that I haven't gotten to do before, so it's not a happy, it's not a happy, perky show anyway, so that would kind of give that one away. I finished a film called Beyond the Farthest Star, where I'm an angsty kind of suicidal girl. So that should be out, I guess, in December, something like that. I'm doing a film called The Home with Michelle Rodriguez later this year. I'm doing a film called Archaic Redemption, which is a zombie movie later this year. I did a web series called Throwing Stones, and we did season 1, and hopefully we'll get a season 2. That's not official yet, so keeping our fingers crossed. And I'm working on a play this summer called Seven's a Crowd, and I'll be playing, it's a comedy on the 7 deadly sins, and I'll be playing Envy, which is a bratty little girl in lime green with lime green tennis shoes who runs around and drives everyone nuts. So that'll be fun.
Should be a blast.
Yeah. It's written and directed by my boyfriend, so that'll be fun. It's my first time getting to do a play not like affiliated with a school or anything like that, so that'll be fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't know.
Out of stuff.
Hey, I'm gonna be doing a panel later today, and there may be cupcakes there. I don't know. No, I don't know. that is maybe if they don't disappear. I don't know how I will divvy out said cupcakes, because select people will get cupcakes. So that's a spoiler.
Gotcha.
Nobody knows that. Yeah.
You can just throw them into the crowd, see who ducks.
Oh, that's good. Whoever gets an eye full of a cupcake, congratulations, you can eat it off your own face. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I'll be going to a couple conventions later this year, so that'll be cool.
Any particular ones that you already know of?
I'll be going to one in Ohio, MatsuриCon, in August, and I may be going to one in Dallas in September, and I may be going to another one that, again, I'm not allowed to talk about. Top secret silliness. So, but it'll be cool. So I'm excited.
Well, that's all I got then.
Well, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for seeing
This is
us.
very cool. Absolutely.